Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. I am going to do a dirty pour, pearl pour combination. So, one of my favourite artworks to do. So what I have got is, I have mixed up my paints. I'm using extreme sheens in 24K gold, aquamarine, and I'm pretty sure it's lavender frost. Yeah, lavender frost, aquamarine, and 24K gold. So they should look really good together. So that is the plan. These are mixed 1-to-1. So there was 12 grams paint and 12 grams Australian floetrol. Then I have marte purple, which is 70 grams paint, 140 grams floetrol, and 21 grams water, which is giving me a pretty runny-ish consistency, but not completely runny. So what we are doing is we are going to put this, we're going to put a bunch, probably about 1/3 into this cup. Probably about there, I would say. Then with the rest of this, actually I might do the colours. Can you see that in the screen? Let me check. Kind of. Let me actually move this over. So there is my cup that I put about 1/3 of the purple in. Now I have my metallics. So my metallics I did make up probably an hour ago. It's trying to fix something on the computer. They're a little bit thicker, but not overly thick, I don't reckon. They should be fine. So just give them a good stir again, because they have been sitting there. And I'm going to pour half of this in, half of the aquamarine. That sat on top a little bit, which means it did thicken up. That's alright, it will still give me effects. They might just be slightly different to normal, so we'll see. Now we're doing the lavender frost. So because it sat on top, what I'm going to do now is pour this from a bigger height. There we go. So it crashed down into it more. And then we've got 24K gold, which I don't use this a lot in my pearl pours, because it can take over, but I'm hoping, in my dirty pours, but I'm hoping it will actually be good with these ones. So again, pour it up high, let it crash down. Okay. Now we're gonna go with the aquamarine again. So again, up high. Now once it starts dripping and sitting on top, you might as well come down low. Sorry about the scraping, but we want to get all of this out. There we go. Then we'll go back to the lavender. Again, whoops, what's that? Bit of dry paint. Hold it up high. Let that crash down. Now it's dripping. So I know this lavender and the aquamarine go really well together. And from looking at the bottles, or even the cups of paint next to each other, this the 24K gold is going to look good too. I just hope it becomes a good friend of theirs and doesn't be a bully. because that's my biggest concern with the gold. So we'll hold that one up high too. Crash that down into it. There we go. So now we've got a full cup of beautiful base coat with pearl colour in it. Okay. Now we'll put that back where it's got to be. And we are going to pour the purple on that we had made up. I'm going to use my palette knife. I'm so much more comfortable with my palette knife. So we just want this to be over the edges and the sides. It's more just in case the paint doesn't go over so easily when we're doing our pour. We want something there. I usually always make sure it does, but prevention is better than cure when it comes to making sure the canvas has got paint on it. It's always better to have the paint there than not have it there, I think. So we're just coating this canvas and it just gives the paint something to glide across as well. And this canvas is 14 inch by 14 inch. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I've taken it out of its packaging, so I didn't actually have the measurements written down on it, but I'm pretty sure it's 14 by 14. Squares aren't my most common canvas to work with, so, but I've done some nice pearl pour combos, pearl pour, dirty pour combos on them before, so I'm hoping this one is just as friendly with me. And you can use whatever you like to coat the canvas with. I'm just comfortable with my palette knife. I've tried other things like a spatula and that, but I found this was more easier for me. But we all have our own little things that we find are easier for ourselves, so now I just want to coat the surface . We ultimately just need something for the paint to go across. Something for it to slide. I feel like I've actually got a lot of paint here. Might have been able to make this a little bit less. Probably could have done 60, 120, and probably about 16 grams water. So there we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Even the more even the better. But Don't stress if it's not. Okay. Now I'm just going to wipe off my palette knife while it's wet. Put that aside. Double check I'm still recording. I think that timer's moving. Looks like it. Now, get our cup. As we can see, a lot of the pearls have come to the surface, but that's fine because they're going to do the same on here. So I'm going to just squeeze it a bit to a point, and I'm just going to do a dirty pour straight down into the middle. Swirl it a little bit. Now I stop it before it drips too much. Slightly worried I'm going to get a lot of blank space in that middle. Because it was thicker, I don't think it went down to the bottom of the cup as much as I would have preferred. Get my blowtorch out, and we're going to torch the whole canvas, popping all bubbles from the background or the base and throughout the pearl area. Now, we're not tilting yet. We're going to let this settle for a little bit, and I want more bubbles to come up and more pearls to come up. So, for now, I think my best bet is to pause it and come back in 5 minutes, because I really want this to settle in before we start tilting. That can be some of the hardest part, is you want to tilt it straight away, but don't. So let this settle in, so I'm going to pause it and I will be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. So I've let it settle for a little bit longer, I've torched it, and you can see more pearls are coming up, but it's now about time I start tilting. So I'm hoping I just don't get a big purple center. It could be my own fault for allowing the paints to get a bit thick. So we are just going to tilt over the edges, so sometimes going slow is quite good. You do reach a point where you gotta kind of go a bit quicker over that edge. Oops, yeah. I feel like too much of the actual pearl went over. Oh well. Now we're going to come down to this side. I might go a little bit quicker. Over the corner. Up to this side. Over that corner. That was a much better corner. And then we're going to come down to this last corner. Over that corner and come back. Now, now is my time to decide. I have got some pearls coming up over here, but I'm actually going to stretch a fair bit more paint off. I'm going to stretch out all this metallic I've got elsewhere over here. So we're kind of trying to get that purple center away. I've got metallics coming up, I can see them. They're wanting to push their way up and through. So I am going to continue to move this canvas. I can see them under there. They are. They're there. They're trying to push their way up and into it. So I'm moving the paint around. Probably shouldn't have blowed. What I've done is by blowing, I've pushed the paint down, and now those bits are stuck and they don't want to come to the surface. Well, they don't want to move anymore because they're kind of got themselves stuck where they are. So what happens when the pearls come up, they kind of do get a little bit stuck sometimes and don't want to move around as easily. When the stuff that was on top at the before I started tilting, that's always there. So I don't think I can tilt too much more, but I'm loving the colors. It's so much more subtle over here. When over here where the pearls have come up, they've come up a fair bit more bolder, but they're looking awesome. So I'm just going to run my finger underneath the canvas. You can use a palette knife or whatever you like, just to catch those drips. My hands are so pearlescent. I think I would love to do this one again and not actually make the paints up so much early in advance and actually just make them up and use them straight away and see what I get. But the colors are just beautiful. It's hard to always know what you can see in the camera because I can't tell until I've actually transferred it to the computer and look it on screen there, but they're really, really nice. But I did get a larger area of the base paint. When I tilt it more, I mean not tilt it, when I pour the paints more quickly after making it, the base disappears most of the time and I don't get very much of it at all. So I am going to scrape it, even though I did it with my finger. I want to make sure that I've got the drips. Yeah, see there's lots more coming off now. And while I'm at it, look at your corners and your edges to make sure that they are covered. Okay. Now that's pretty. I'm really, really liking this. I love this kind of flowy area, but then also where these pearls have come up, I love the effects they're giving. And it's good that it's kind of in different parts. Like I've got some pearls coming up along here where this is stretched, but that got stretched a lot more by me tilting it all the way off and back again. and it's given a really cool effect. I'm super duper happy. So with this is a Pearl Pour Dirty Pour. We've got to wait probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes before it's going to show its full potential of what it's going to be. So all as I can do now is pause it, wait for it to develop, and then come back and have a look. You can torch it if you like. I don't want to this time. I'm going to leave it without torching and see what happens. So when I do torch it, if there's any bubbles in this softer area, it will bring up the darker purple from the bottom, and they'll get like little dots. So it kind of makes it, it's not pitted as in it has holes in it, but it has that kind of freckled look about it because the other colors come up and it's kind of given it spots. So this time I'm going to leave it and see what actually happens, because I've always torched it before, but I'm not today. And I'm just going to see how much more develops, especially in this area here and along some of these where the colors have joined up. But yeah, I'm super happy. So pausing it and I'll be back. Okay, and I'm back. I am super thrilled. This has turned out so much nicer than I was expecting. Trying to just move my light so I can shine it a bit better. But pearls have definitely come up all through this section along here and given me those nice, they're kind of like boulders, like pearls, and then you've got this nice like rivery, like metallic that's running around here with pearls going through it. I am thrilled. I love the colors together too. They've worked out really, really well. The lavender frost doesn't jump out as much as the aquamarine or the gold, but it doesn't really. The aquamarine and the gold are really bold in their colors. The lavender frost kind of just sits there in its way, but it really gives it metallic color, and it is there. It's all through this river system, and it's even in these pearls that have come up. But I am really, really happy. So it may slightly change a little bit more. What will probably happen is these just may swell a little bit more and just shrink that tiniest bit, but I don't really think it will very much now. It's probably done most of its work, and now it just has to dry, and I just have to keep any bugs away from it while it's drying. So kind of being a guard and doing chops at the little bugs that fly around. It's still quite warm here and it's humid today. So it was 40 yesterday and it's about 30 today, but very humid, so I think the bugs have decided to come inside. But yeah, so aquamarine, lavender frost, 24K gold, and purple as a base. And I ended up scraping a little bit of the drippings off the side and adding it to a resin pendant that I had done. I don't know how easy that is to see there, but I've just virtually scraped it with the palette knife and just drizzled it on, and that's looking really cool. So we'll see how that turns out. That was more just a little experiment to see what happens. But yeah, so like normal guys, let me know what you think. So comment on it, like, share the video, and subscribe if you have not already. Just hit the bell and click all. I'll have more things coming up soon, and I'm really just kind of gonna see what other colors I can do, because I'm trying to get out of my comfort and using colors I like with adding colors I'm not used to see what effects I get. But yeah, I love it. I hope you guys are. See, right on the edge, a little bug. I don't know what it is that attracts them to the artwork. I don't know if it's because I'm looking at it, they want to come and have a look, or whether they're attracted to the smell or something in it, but very frustrating. I'm actually going to bring you down for a close-up. There we go. Again, it's just not showing what I see. You don't get all those colours. But see how you've got like the where it runs through more like the metallic river up and around the side, and then through this area you've got all these pearls that have come up. And that yellow is looking yellow in the camera, but it's actually much golden. It's got a much better color to it. All of them, even the aquamarine, that looks a little bit washed out. But like, see how the metallic's sitting on top and giving this beautiful like glistening, and then you've got some pearls that come up through it. But yeah, it is beautiful. I'm going to pause this and see if I can actually turn the flash on. No, I can't. I don't know how to. I think I have to do it before I start recording. And this is that little pendant that I did. As you can see, just scraped up some of the scrapings off that had dripped off the edge over here, and just put it on top. Looking quite cute. But yeah, so that's the artwork. I hope you guys like it. I'll show you the dry artwork soon. So yeah, thanks very much. See you soon. Bye.